Hey there gang, Eric Andreas, your Guitar Sage here. Got a question from one of my students in regards to bar chords. Still struggling with bar chords and having some difficult time with it, okay? So I want to show you a couple things that are going to help you a lot with bar chords. First off, if you have not seen my video for the F and F chord, you'll want to make sure that you check that out. Link is right there. And you'll want to go to this video and step by step learn how to form the F chord, the full 6-string F chord, but I show you in small increments. First 2 strings, then 3 strings, then 4 strings, 5 strings, and so on. By doing this, you're breaking down the chord to its fundamentals, and you can find out where the variable that you're having an issue with. Some people it's in the 3rd and 4th fingers, some people it's in the bar at the bottom, for some folks it's in the bar at the top. So with all that being said, make sure that you check out that video, okay? Super important. Then, okay, so let's say you've watched that video and you've gone through it nice and slowly and you understand the concepts, okay? Understanding the concepts of what your hand should be doing is the first part. Then actually practicing it would be the second part, and then getting good and accomplished with it is something entirely different. Okay, so, but let's say you have that information and you still need it to be easier, okay? First off, the action on your guitar to start off, and I know this because I've taught hundreds of students, probably thousands of students at this point, your strings have to be low enough so that you're not frustrated to where you're going to put the guitar down. A lot of people think that their hands are too small and that sort of thing. Nonsense. It has to do with your perseverance and sometimes your guitar. If the action's set too high, it's going to stunt your growth, if you will, because it's going to frustrate you and you're going to put it down. If it's fun to play, you'll pick it up more. So with that being said, let's say the action of your guitar, which is the distance of the strings off of the neck. So the neck to the strings, that is your action. And if that's too high, that's going to make it difficult. So bridge needs to be brought down, that sort of thing. Let's say it's a basic playing guitar. What else can you do? Well, playing an electric is going to be easier than playing an acoustic for the most part. Okay, again, it depends on the guitar, but 9 times out of 10 when you pick up an electric guitar, as opposed to an acoustic, the electric's going to be easier to play. Why is that? Well, because typically the strings on electric guitars are thinner, just because we can get away with playing thinner strings and we bend and that sort of thing. Whereas acoustic guitars, we're not bending as much. We want projection, we want it to be louder, and so we put thicker strings on the guitar. Okay? Well, that's why, okay? And sometimes the action on acoustics can be higher than on electrics. Okay, so grabbing an electric and practicing your bar chords, that's your first, not hint, but if you will, your first tip, your first advice there for actually playing these chords easier, okay? Second thing, and this is what I use with all my students, especially in the beginning, is using a capo, okay? So what's a capo? If you don't know what a capo is, it's basically a device that clamps your strings down, typically for changing keys, okay? So if you have something in one particular key, you put the capo down and it brings it up into another key. Okay, so why use the capo? Well, if you notice, and you may or may not be able to see this with a zoom, but when I press this capo or put this capo on, it presses the strings down quite a bit towards the neck. Okay, so what that's going to do is when you actually go to play your bar chord, they're pressed down already to some degree, so you won't have to press down as much. Okay, now this is a crutch, okay, obviously, but don't worry about it. If it helps you to get by and to be able to say, hey, I am playing this bar chord, I am really close, then great, then it's a great tool. So use the capo, get on an electric, practice your bar chords. You can do bar chords. The only difference between someone who can play bar chords and someone who can't is practicing, okay? But these tools will help you to get there quicker and to feel better about your playing so that you're not thinking that you suck because you don't. It's a matter of practice, I promise you. I used to suck at guitar, and miraculously, when I started practicing and studying, I got better. And you can do the same. You can be as good as you want on the guitar. Let me know how I can help. Hit me up here on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and all that good stuff. I'm there as well. Get into the Unstoppable Guitar System for $1. Link is below. YourGuitarSage.com. Get the free ebook, all that good stuff. You know how the routine goes. Hey, I'm here to help you. Let me know how I can help. Spay and neuter your animals and be kind to them. Be kind to one another. See ya.